What's up everybody, Shiran here. We are back with a Lost Ark video. Today we're gonna talk about Robust Spirit build guide in details. Apparently I released 2 videos before this and it's just a showcase video and I didn't get into much details about it. So in this video we're gonna talk about skill rotation, why I choose that, why I do that. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Yoo-hoo, we are back. So this is the character I've been playing since NA launch. Kinda interesting that I kinda like the build itself, like the Robust Spirits, SOULFIST, in Korean we call it Soul Master. Disclaimer that I'll be using a lot of comparison from Powerful Exile, but that's okay because it does help us for theory crafting the build and the mindset of playing Robust Spirit. First thing first, we're gonna talk about the equipments first. This is the set we'll be using, a hallucination set, because it gives us a flat critical rate by 15%, and of course if you get to trigger the set bonus of 6, right, you get another 5% of critical rate and of course additional damage as well. So because we'll be getting full specialization stats from our amulets and stuff, yeah, accessory, everything have to be in spec because we are very dependent on specialization stats. Yeah, as for amulet, yeah, secondary stat will be critical, and that's why we need to rely on hallucination set to give us another 20% of critical rate. And of course that won't be enough depending on your engraving itself, so I will talk about that later. The reason why we need high spec for Robust Spirit because it does give us a high effectiveness and spirit recovery time that we're gonna need it, very important. And of course additional stuff which is the awakening skill damage itself. Basically the higher the spec you have, it better will be, because we will be bursting a lot of damage during our high phase right now. So we'll be doing a lot of like damage right here because we'll be having a lot of 90% of multiplier right there. You see right down here, Robust Spirit, 90% damage to foes because we have the engraving of our class engraving. As a burst class DPS, right, you really need to know what's the boss mechanics, because if you have a better understanding of the boss mechanics, right, you will know when to do your actual combo when your hype mode is on. So you can throw out additional like burst damage right here during the window period of time, especially if you are throwing like your biggest damage right here, like your awakening skill, Spirit Bomb. This is the highest damage in the game, and of course the longest channeling time ever. Of course, during the training phase, the boss will be steady right here. But in actual world, you know, any Vykas raid or Valtan raid, right, the boss will be moving around, especially Vykas at the moment. So in the future raids, I believe the Kakus, whatever the hell is that, yeah. So he will be coming in the future. Definitely he will be the same as Vykas as well. So that's why knowing the boss mechanics is very important for us to like unleash our full potential of DPS. So engraving, this is the budgeted builds. I'll be using this set of engraving since start. So even the 2 videos that I released before, the reason why I'm choosing a mass increase in my build because it is cheap. Yeah, as simple as that. If you are well and some stuff, of course you can like choose something else, like could be like a curse doll. Robust Spirit, Keen Blunt, Curse Doll, and some people took Adrenaline and some other people like took Precise Dagger. Yeah, so it's up to you, but the 3 important things that you need to have is Robust Spirit engraving and Keen Blunt. Grudge, yes, I almost forgot about the Grudge itself. So the next engraving that I need to upgrade, right, I will show you guys later what I'm going to be next. So yeah, if I got a lot more gold to spend, right, maybe I will choose this into like a Curse Doll or something, but right now I don't think mass increase does affect me quite that much. I've been playing, as you can see based on the previous videos, right? It doesn't affect me quite often. Even though mass increase decreased my attack speed by 10%, I don't really feel it that much because most of the time when I'm dealing my damage, right, I'll be in my high mode. So when I'm in my high mode, right, as you can see right here, my attack speed is 111%. If my high mode is gone, right, I will reduce back to 90% because of the engraving right here. But I don't really deal damage when I'm in my spirit recovery time. So what I usually do is just like throwing simple skill like this one, and of course followed by this force up. Basically these 2 skills are my filler skill, and of course during this period of time, right, I won't be doing much of a DPS. Most likely I will just throw this one as well, Lightning Palm, that's all. And the additional remaining time, right, I'll be walking around like dodging skill and stuff. If I want to DPS, of course I will like consider another skill like which is like normal attack right here. So if you remember, right, there's actually a special normal attack that we have right here. So this is it. So if you time it nicely, this damage is not bad. Yeah, this basically is like a filler skill for us. So yeah, use it when you can, but of course within that 13 seconds of spirit recovery time, you can do a lot of things, right? Like you can just dodge the boss mechanics or prepare for the upcoming mechanics or some stuff. I'll be taking Precise Dagger because of my gameplay. As you can see in the previous clips, right? I'm gonna like put it right here or something. most likely, right, when the boss came back from his mechanic, right, I'll be straight away using my awakening skill. So I have not much of time to like charge up my adrenaline stats. I know that a lot of classes, DPS classes, adrenaline engraving is pretty good because, right, even level 1, it does provide you a lot of buff right there, and of course it's easy to get. You just get level 1 is good enough already. Additional level will be bonus. But right now, I don't think we are not, I mean basically we are not Swift class, right? We cannot have like adrenaline buff all the time up. Basically, in general, my playstyle, my gameplay, the things that I do, precise dagger is much more important for me. It's much more consistent. But in the future, if I can get my crits a bit higher, right, maybe I will just drop the precise dagger and I will get adrenaline for additional like damage. Yeah, so right now I kind of comfortable with precise dagger. That's why I've been using it since then. The next upgrade that I'm gonna do, right here, yeah, this will be the thing I'll be using. So I will be using this one. This will be my next upgrade if I got a gold to spend. I'm saving the gold right now, like I got like 54,000 right now. So hopefully by next week or some stuff, I will get the full set of like 5 engraving. So the stone is already ready. I just need some additional accessory to get these 5 engraving going on. Most of the engraving right here is not so flexible. There's not much of option for us to choose compared to Powerful Exile. Yes, Powerful Exile is more customized in terms of like build and stuff. So in Lost Ark, it's pretty actually very straightforward. Yeah. So let's get to the gem side. So basically the gems are pretty straightforward as well. Just get the pair of gems that for your main skill. In my case, it's Templar's Blast, Shadowbreaker, and Merciless Pummel. And of course the additional stuff right here in between, right here there's a 3 sockets of gems right here. Probably I will get 3 cooldown gems. Yes, cooldown, not damage, because cooldown will be like probably my lightning palm, and then of course energy release, and one more, I'm not sure what, maybe could be this one as well, polarizing palm, because this one I'll be spamming quite often during my downtime and of course during my active time as well. So this one can consider as a mobility skill, so come in and out from the boss. I will explain the rotation later. Yeah, right now I'm heading towards level 9. So as you can see, right, I've been kind of lacking a lot of gems right here, like in the 3 one. I think that's fine. Yeah, this will be my next upgrade later on. So the cards itself, Lost Wing Cliff, yeah, is the best for now. And of course, when you are fighting Vykas and stuff, like you can actually switch to Light of Salvation. But right now, I only got like this set. I waiting for the other set buff. I'm not enough right now. The Awakening, it will add a lot of holy damage. So basically, what else do you need in the cards section? So basically, it's just these 2 sets. Nothing else. So it's either you go with Lost Wing Cliff or Light of Salvation at the moment. But in the future, there's a season 2 coming, not now, but in the future. But of course, you need another card set, which is the dark set. Kagura's Legion Commanders. This will convert your damage to dark type, but that one will be useful in the future, but not now. But having the set going on is a plus. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it, I guess. Yeah, for the cards section itself. So this is the skill I've been using right now. So I'll be taking Fighting Spirit because of the 6% attack power. I'm using this energy release as a main buff for my Merciless Pummel and of course my ulti as well, which is the World Decimation, my Awakening skill. So I won't be using this one quite often unless I have my Merciless Pummel up. Yeah, and my Awakening as well. So as you can see, right, Crit Prep is actually not bad to have, but I prefer this one because it does give 6% more damage from whatever things that I do. But yeah, of course I can actually switch to this one if I want to in the future, but right now I kind of like this one as well because I don't really spam this quite often. Yeah, I only spam it when I have Merciless Pump available, and of course my hype is available as well, and of course, yeah, this one. Yeah, so this is the normal rotation. You just hype, and this one the high energy resist, and you do your normal rotation and blah blah blah. So pretty straightforward stuff. So yeah, and of course the same rotation with your ulti right here as well. Go this one and go back to your, yeah, this pretty straightforward kind of thing. So this is kind of subjective because it depends on which bosses you are fighting against too. For example, the Valtan, the first boss that you need to debuff the bleed away. So most likely I will be taking this. Yeah, it's a very recommended skill to have for yourself and your party members as well, because this skill does debuff all the negative harmful effect, which means that the bleed from Valtan first gate, yeah, the wolf, and of course it does debuff away the Vykas second gate, yeah, the purple speed kind of thing. When you get hit by the Vykas for multiple times, you will get a purple thing around you, you're gonna spit it out, that thing. Yeah, so only that only works when the mechanics you got hit by the Vykas for multiple times, not the actual mechanics that you got from the Vykas. I mean, yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, so basically the last one is ready attack. Yeah, so try to get the tripod for this one because this is the most highest damage buff that we have for SOULFIST. So getting to level 5 is very important, but right now it's kind of costly for me, so I'm gonna put it on hold for now. So and the runes, yeah, just put casting speed because this kind of casts kind of long itself, so you need casting speed, increase the casting speed a lot faster. Yeah. So second skill, flash stab. Yeah, this is the main mobility skill for SOULFIST. Get this because it's very important. If you can get tripod for this one, it's good, and the others I don't think is necessary because this is the most important thing. You need to move far and fast, so get this one to level 5 if you can. And the second one is victory shout. So you basically you can use 3 times flash stab before its cooldown or until you pause for a bit and it will start the cooldown itself. So if you have this one, you get to charge up your attack power for 3 times. It's stacked 3 times. So as you can see, bum, and you got your attack power quite high, see 49%. Once the debuff is gone, you get back to 35%. You see, it's a multiplier, so it's kind of high for you to get this one to higher. Yeah, most likely if you use this skill, right, you will kind of like you're gonna spam it for 3 times. You won't be using for 1 time. And of course, a quick trick for this one, if you have adrenaline, right? In my case right now, I have like 1 stack of adrenaline. Yeah, if you spam flash stab, right, you actually include adrenaline stuff. You see, right? Spam, and I got 3 stuff. I got 3 buff of adrenaline. So that's one of like a trick to use it. Yeah. So for the last one, you either stop at level 7. In my case, I get it to level 10 because I kind of like this node itself, tireless. Yeah, so the more I spam this skill, the less energy it consumes. The reason why I use that, not because of the damage, because that's the only survivability skill that I have for my entire character. Of course, you got your spacebar. I mean, I do use spacebar, but I don't want to just rely on spacebar only. You can get it to level 7 as you like. You get to save a lot more skill point, and then you can use it on something else instead. But in my case, I can't use that because I kind of use this skill quite often to get in and out from the boss and stack out my bonus buff and some stuff. And of course, don't forget about that. The next rune that I'm gonna use is this one, quick recharge. That's the reason why I want to spam flash stab quite often for offensive. Okay, the next skill is with lightning palm. So no matter what class you play, right, you definitely need to have 1 counter skill. So we have 2 counter skill right here, lightning palm, and of course the other one will be like bolting crash. Bolting crash is kind of more reliable in a way because when you get this skill to level 10, right, basically this one, yeah, aggressiveness, you get to counter the boss for 3 times. So if you use lightning palm as your counter skill, please beware of that because you only can counter once. And of course, if you get to level 10, if you have merciless hand, the charge time is longer. So this one is just like an additional DPS skill for me. So as for the first one, yeah, this one most likely I'm gonna change it in the future. Maybe since if I change this one to quick prep, right, I need an additional slot for my tripod. So most likely I will ditch this one. I will take weak point enhancement because this one doesn't need to have a tripod itself. So at this moment, I'm gonna leave this one as for now. So yeah, as long as you have 1 counter skill is good enough because the usual group that I play with, right, we have 2 MVP counter players. They can do their counter skill. I can just trust them for the countering part. So I will just go in all full DPS. So as for the next one, pulverizing palm, yes, this will be your mobility skill as well, but this is kind of like a attacking offensive. You can get it, you can use it to get away from serious types as well. So as usual, get this to level 5 so that you can move a lot further and get in a lot faster. So of course the next one is at ready attack. The other stuff I don't think that's good enough, but if you want more team play, feel free to take this one. But in my recommendation, right, it's good to have this one. The reason why you are picking this one, of course, you got more damage. This basically is a second debuff. As comparing to this one, of course, the energy release, right, it will give a lot higher buff for yourself. This one is like a secondary buff for yourself. Yeah, whenever I'm like, before I spend most of my skill, I either use pulverizing palm first or energy release. So basically how does this work is like a secondary buff for my character. if I don't have my merciless pump right now, for example right now I don't have my merciless pump, so before I do any rotation I will go into pulverizing pump first, because this does provide me the radiant attack, 35% of increased damage on whatever I do next. So yeah, so to follow up by the basically 4 DPS skill that I use quite often. Templar's Blast, yes, I'll be using this one quite often. The reason why I'm not using like the palm right here, this is the most Heavenly Scratch, is the most highest DPS, can say. I mean, not the most, but the second higher DPS compared to Merciless Palm. Yeah, a lot of SOULFIST, they're gonna take this one, especially Energy Overload build. But right now I don't really like this one because it does like, it kind of some sort of like interrupt my combo itself, because if you are not taking harsh training, for example, let me try that to you right here. If I take this to level 10, I put it to this one, and of course you take this one as well. This is the most hard hitter. Yeah, this is the most combination. If you want to take this skill, right, make sure that you take this keynote. So if you want more damage, right, of course you can take Burning Hands. As you can see, let me demonstrate you this one. So if I bring this one to here, right, if I cast on these big mobs right here, so you see I can't move when I'm casting that spell. So basically I'm locked on that position where I'm doing right now, and I don't like the combo itself, so it's just kind of like a bit jerky for me. So that's why I prefer like I prefer Templar's Blast instead. So when I get into it, right, bomb, go inside, spam my skill, pump, go inside, down, I got one nuke and I'm gone. I mean, basically I'm done. I can just move away from that and I can continue with my other combo itself. So basically there's no much of interruption in terms of the entire rotation combo. Even though the Templar's Blast, right, there's no much of a tripod increased buff. Like, these are pretty straightforward. Harsh training, basically it just shortened the time of casting the Templar's Blast. But of course some people argue that like this is a good eradication. I mean, I try out this one, not that bad. It does provide a lot of damage, but as again, I don't really like my character to stand still to cast whatever combo itself. Then of course I will be using bleed for this one, so I have not much of a skill that I can apply to bleed, right? So I think this skill is good to have to apply bleed. So the second skill will be Shadow Breaker. Yeah, this is rather strong against bosses because of the Predator. Yeah, try to get this one as high as possible, and of course the others as well, like weak point detection and Sixth Sense. The reason why we are getting Predator because of, yeah, you see, right, there's 50% of last HP, you get more additional damage. Of course this won't be helpful when the boss is more than 50% HP and above. In most cases, right, when you are fighting bosses, right, that 50% of HP left for the bosses is rather long. Yeah, so you can deal a lot more damage from Shadow Breaker by having the Predator stat right here. So that's the reason why Shadow Breaker damage is kind of strong as well compared to the others. Yeah, because we got this tripod right now. Of course you can take away this one or bring something else in, and they did buff SOULFIST recently. You can actually include this one into rotation. Yeah, Energy Blast. So if you want to take Energy Blast, right, my way out is to get this one, your Tenacity, Immunity. Of course you can get yeah, this one, and the latest updated skill was this one. Yeah, so if you had this one, it's not that bad to have. You can replace your your Shadow Breaker with this skill itself. You can use it quite fast. Yeah, of course you need to use it when it's hype. Of course the tripod is rather low right now. It's just level 1. If you can able to get it to level 5, most likely the damage will be on par with Shadow Breaker. But I kind of like Shadow Breaker because of the casting time. Yeah, it's just kind of fast. If you can go into it, right, bam, then go into it, Shadow Breaker, and I can continue with other combo itself, or I can just get away from it. So I'm no longer locked down with that skill animation. That's the reason why I'm choosing this set of skills. Yeah, so of course, again, if you like the other skill, feel free to swap that away. Yeah, then the second last one is a Merciless Fumble. Yeah, regardless what you do, you need to have this skill. So this is the hardest hitting skill for SOULFIST. Get Hard Hitter, Cold Hearted, and double up to level 5 if you can. And of course the rune itself, you get casting speed, because you will get locked down by the animation without the casting speed. Of course when you do, you're probably gonna use that with your hype on. So you see, right, it's a lot faster and the damage is a lot higher. So, and the last one is Force Up. Yeah, this is my filler skill. Basically when I'm in downtime or whatever, whenever all my skill is in cooldown, I will spam this Force Up along with my Polarizing Palm. Oh yeah, I didn't mention about the Polarizing Palm. Polarizing Palm, I'll be using Commission Rune, the legendary. So once I'm commissioned, right, I will using my Force Up. Force Up, I'll be using Judgment in this case. Oh yeah, I forgot to change it. Oh my god, why? How silly am I? So basically, right, Judgment, you will proc Judgment because Frost Orb, it has 3 orbs. So it's a lot easier to proc Judgment in terms of, like, for example, you see, right, I go in with Browsing Time, see, I got my commission buff on, then I use Frost Orb, my Judgment procs, which allow me to do my rotation even better, because I mean that's very beneficial when we are in downtime, for example right now. So as you can see, right, this during my downtime I'll be using this skill quite often. These 2 skills are my filler skill. Frost Orb Tripod, I have Crit Prep, it does reduce the cooldown of this skill, and the cooldown for this skill is 18 seconds, and with this tripod to levels 5, right, basically this skill you can just spam like 12 seconds, you can just spam again. So once you get in, right, basically you can skill multiply by 3. So of course the damage is kind of low, right? So imagine you are in high mode, you spam this skill, 1 orb is like 1 million something. Of course this one is without the buff and stuff. So if you go in full combo, right, hype, and then I energy release, you see 2.4 million per orb if it crits. So if you crit 3 times, right, you get 6 point something, no, it's like 7.2 million just for 10 seconds, 12 seconds. Yeah, so that's a very good filler skill to have. And of course at the same time you get to like proc commission and Judgment. So that's the reason why it's good to have in, like, not this one but this one and the polarizing pump. I think this is it about the skills. Yeah, so as for why my Frost Orb is level 11, by right I should get it to level 12, right? Unfortunately I don't have much skill points to have. Maybe in the future I got a few more skill points, I will get this to level 12. At the moment it's level 11. Of course, if you are not taking a flash step, you are be level 7, right? You can get it to level 12 if you want to. But in my case, right, I think I'm good with this one. Yeah. So, so that's a long talk for the skill set itself. So basically, these are my rotation itself. So these 2 skills are my filler skill. Yeah, polarizing pump and Force Orb. And my main skill will be my Merciless Pump, this one, and Shadow Breaker. And the last one will be my Templar's Blast. So as for this one, Lightning Palm, right, I'll be using along with my filler skill if I need to. If I don't need to counter any mechanics, right, I'll be using this one along with my filler skill or my main set of combo. So let me show you the first rotation or main rotation for our DPS. So get into hype, get into energy release and your Merciless Pump. Then go with all your main DPS skill. This one, go into Lightning Pump, and the last one will be Poison Pump and Frost Orb. Then once you are done with everything, right, use your flash step 3 times and try to, hopefully it will proc the cooldown reduction. Then you got a lot more reduction cooldown. Then you keep spamming again. During the hype mode, whenever your hype mode is up, right, it's still on up time, you just make sure that you spam a lot more Merciless Pummel as much as you can. Then of course try to fill out the gap with your second DPS, Shadow Breaker or Templar's Blast, or if you don't have any 3 of this skill, right, you can get to use your Lightning Palm and see, right, then she's back again, use it again. If no, go to other skill. Yeah, basically whenever you have hype and whenever you have energy release, these are the main go-to combo. So as for your main ulti, right, your awakening skill, right, this is a pretty straightforward rotation, hype, energy release, and straight go into your awakening. You see, right, it takes kind of long to channel up, so make sure that you time it nicely, and that's the damage without the crit. So that's the reason why we need the crit kind of high to get your burst damage as high as possible, not just your auto awakening damage, your regular damage itself. So I will do a full combo within a 1 minute DPS check. You can check out the total deep damage per second that can deal within 1 minute. So right now, let's try. Okay, let's do it 1 minute. Okay, the timer setting will be 1 minute. So everything you can test out is within a minute already. It's good enough already, because you can argue that within a minute, of course, you can do highest damage. No, because of your hype. No, that's very, very wrong, because right here, spirit recovery time, it just take about 13 to 14 seconds. So definitely within 1 minute, I can get to hype twice. So within the twice of hype, right, I can burst twice. So within the burst period of time, right, you can get to check the DPS time. So right now, I'm gonna activate right now, start DPS time, go burn it, go into full DPS, use all the main skill right now, spam Lightning Pump, then you go Polarizing Spirit, Force Up, then go to your flash step. Try to hope that you will proc any reduction. No. Okay, now use Templar's Blast again, go this one, full blast, Merciless Pump, Lightning Pump, Templar's Blast again, and try to use flash step to try to proc the main debuff and try to reduce the cooldown. During my filler time, I'll use this one again, Force Up, Lightning Pump, then I deal all the damage that I can. Right now I'm using this one because to showcase DPS. Okay, right now, burst again, energy pump, 90 Now I've used the full combo for the like awakening skill. So let's hope that it crits. Yes, it crits. Then I continue doing my main DPS skills. I burst out everything, continue lightning pump, Templar's blast. Then I try to use flash set to proc the cooldown. Nope, it doesn't proc. Continue damage again. Merciless pump again for the final time. 1 minute proc down. We got 4 seconds. Final buff. Bomb. Done. See, within the 1 minute time, I am able to get 3.5 million of DPS. Of course, the damage can go even higher when you are in a team play. Right now, I'm just showcasing your solo DPS. In actual world, right, you are in a team most likely, right? You got Bard and whichever class that can increase your damage output. And sometimes your Bard as a support, it will throw Dark Bomb to increase the DPS. So that's why you're able to deal like 100 million damage from your awakening skill, even 150 million. I think the highest awakening skill damage that I dealt before is 180 million before. So the next upgrade that I'm gonna do right now is most likely I'm gonna upgrade my gems. The next step I'm gonna be is my engraving. Right now I'm heading towards this set of engraving. It's better to have another source of damage multiplier, which is a Grudge. So you give 20% to boss type of monster. For example, if you have mass increase, better not to get another like curse door and stuff, because you see, right, mass increase, it does attack power 18% increase. So for curse door right here, it does increase the same percentage again, attack power by 16%. You see the same type of like multiplier. So as you can see, robot spirit damage increased by 30%. It's a different multiplier source. So this one, Grudge, is 30% increase damage to boss type. Is another multiplier again. So as for mass increase, you either take mass increase or curse door, because it's a same type of multiplier, which is the attack power. So choose either one of that and go back to Keen Blunt. You see, it's another multiplier again, but of course for the crit damage, you need to crit to get the multiplier itself. So precise dagger, nothing much, just decrease our damage but increase our crit rate. That's why I'm using this one. So all this multiplier is all ties to this one, your flat attack power. Basically your weapon, yeah, you don't have to go that high. Everything you can stop at 21. I'm going towards 21 for my armor. I think I left these 2 pieces right now, just plus 20. I'm going to head to 21 and I'll be stopping. Most likely I will just stop here. I will not go past anything else. So basically just for the look of it and of course the content of it, and it looks nicer to have the nitry of the effects, and my damage is a lot higher back then. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is this total flat damage, right, will be multiplied by whatever source damage that you have right here. So all this. Let's start it over again with the same the engraving right here, the ideal engraving. So let's go with 1 minute. Go with rotation, full normal rotation, merciless pump. Your main skills first, then Templar's blast. Let's go with this one, feeler skill, throw it out, and your flash block, hopefully you cool down. Yes, it does proc, nice. Now I can use my main skill again, go down, continue this one, then merciless pump again. Whenever you got, use it. With your hype move up, go this one, spam this one. Now my feeler skill. Okay, now use a flash stat, because you see, right, I don't need to have energy wasted that. Spam it over there, you spam everything. If you're merciless pump, use it right now, because you'll be using awakening right now, so it's fine. Okay, now go up, hopefully it crits right now. Actual combo, awakening. Let's pray that it's crit. Okay, 1 is down, continue. Oh, 94 million, nice. Continue using our main skill. Let's try to proc as much as possible. Continue, doesn't proc, it's fine. Try normal skill, go down. Merciless pump again. More DPS main skill, go it down, pencil's blast, and fill out all the skills that we have for the last for a few seconds. Go out, do it, done. See, 4.2 million of the DPS damage right there. You see, right? That's so much a big difference. That's the most important thing, that why we need that. You can keep trying out this one, but of course the actual world, right, this won't be our main DPS output, because the boss will be doing its mechanic, will be dodging here and there, and we got knocked down and this and that. Yeah, it's kind of subjective, assuming that this DPS will be lower in actual fights, but of course sometimes your damage will be a lot higher because of your teammates. So it's not just because of yourself, but of course Lost Ark is a team game, so you need to rely on your team itself. You can't just solo carry all the way unless you're doing those lower rates, which is okay. But yeah, we are looking at the highest rate right now, so this is the rough DPS comparison for your character and the other characters as well, or the other builds as well. So I think that is it for everything. Oh yeah, by the way, before I go, if you are curious that what kind of like a builds sets that I use for Chaos Dungeon, right? So I can show you right here. How to get this tab up, just alternate E, get this preset up, just go to the Chaos tab, I mean whatever the tab you name it, then you preset it, then you go up here to like basically the only difference in the build right here is the betrayal set. Yeah, you can actually switch your set to, I mean right here, you can just convert your set without the cost right here, and as long as you get the materials already, you can switch to whatever set you wanted. So you can convert this set to betrayal and you preset it. Once you enter your Chaos Dungeon, right, you will use this set already. So what's good about this set? Sometimes you get to summon a meteor from the sky, and of course most of the time it will have like lightning bolts dropping from the sky as well. Basically, what skill you're gonna take? You just take the normal AoE skill like creeping barrier kind of thing. Yeah, lightning pump, which is very efficient right now because of this one. Yeah, because Chaos Dungeon we got a lot of mobs, right? So if you hit more than 5 mobs, right, you get so much attack power increase, which is great. Then of course you take all the AoE clearing skill, including energy blast and of course force orb as well. So this is it, and that's about it. So if you guys like this kind of video, feel free to drop me a like and subscribe if you haven't too. It does help the channel grow a lot. So I'll be creating more Lost Ark video in the future, maybe of Tower of Fantasy as well. That's the game I've been playing during my downtime. So yeah, and of course I will leave you guys here with the gameplay. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
What are you looking at? Come any closer.
Basically, the higher the spec you have, it better will be, because we will be bursting a lot of damage during our high phase right now. So we'll be doing a lot of like damage right here, because we'll be having a lot of 90% of multiplier right there. You see right down here, robust spirit, 90% damage to foes, because we have the engraving of